Hey everybody, Ben here for the Bonehead podcast, and Games Workshop dropped something quite cool. So it's Halloween today, and they've dropped some Halloween rules on the Warhammer community page. Now, they'll do this every now and again. They'll just do an out of the blue article, and honestly, in Blood Bowl, it's not really something we're used to. We normally wait for Blood Bowl news to be about a new star player or a team release, and actually, I think where they're getting with Blood Bowl, where most of the teams are out, most of the star players are out, and let's face it, most of them are performing pretty well, they are able to just delve into other elements of Blood Bowl, including just a one-off set of rules to play some fun games on Halloween, which I think is very cool. So let's jump over to the Warhammer community and have a look at the article. So in the Warhammer world, Geheimnisnacht is Halloween. So Blood Bowl Geheimnisnacht Special, the Showdown in Sylvania. And they've got this little rules packet just on there, just for you to play a mini tournament or a mini game. Just some special rules for that one-off game. Now, if you're playing a league or you want a tournament that's kind of Halloween themed, this is exactly the kind of like addition to give your league, give your game, give your tournament a little bit of theme, which I'm a huge fan of, because we all love Blood Bowl because it's just a wonderful choice, a wonderful mixture of choices that are going to hurt you. And just like making it unique, making it something special, making it a one-off, making it having that extra flavor just goes even further into like all the reasons that the game is so good. So let's have a look at the article. So drop today, Blood Bowl Geheimnisnacht Special, the Showdown in Sylvania. Halloween is here, and over the old world, as Geheimnisnacht draws in, folks have shut their doors tight to avoid all the strange goings-on that occur this time of year. In the fog-filled dark forest of Sylvania, however, this period of superstition and fear is alive with macabre mania, as the less living populace, shamble and shuffle their way to the nearest Blood Bowl stadiums. The cause of this flurry of activity? Well, then when the night is darkest, the dead play Blood Bowl. Alright, I like it. Sylvanian Showdown. So this is a variation on a standard Blood Bowl game with a unique weather table, a new inducement, and a special rule designed to feel like a gridiron clash at this most frightful time of year. Team selection. Coaches will need to create a team of any budget that the players agree upon using the following options. Now this is where it gets really cool. So we've talked about this before. We've talked about like having like a Lustria Jungle Cup that has just Amazons and Lizards and Skaven and Slan, obviously, can't forget Slan. And now we've got this one here from Games Workshop, which is just the Sylvanian Spotlight team. So you've got vampires that are new out, you've got Shambling Undead, you've got Necromantic, and they've included Tomb Kings. Now this is really, really cool. I like this. They've got the team selection. Coaches will need to create a team of any budget the players agreed upon using the following options: Vampire, Shambling Undead, Necromantic Horror, and Tomb Kings. See the Teams of Legend PDF. So they've actually just linked you in there, which I think is a good sign. I mean, you, me, we love the Teams of Legend, and the fact that they've got extra teams out there is wicked. Now you've got no chance of buying a Tomb Kings team from Games Workshop, but you can get the rules. And actually, that's something that we don't see too much of anymore with these games. Companies, like a case of like, here's the rules, you don't have the players, you don't have the models for them, figure it out. Tomb Kings, you can figure out. In fact, Realm of Past Tomb Kings, very, very good team. So they've got the weather table. So this will replace the standard weather table in Blood Bowl. All Hallows Eve weather table. So 2d6, result of a 2, ravenous spectators. Those who populate the bleachers of the Sylvanian stadiums are never ones to shy away from a treat. So on a 2, your weather is spectators. When a player is pushed into or lands in the crowd, apply a +1 modifier to the injury roll. Okay, so the crowd are ravenous, so they get +1 to injure you. I mean, the cool thing about these teams is you've got a bit of frenzy on that team, you've got a bit of frenzy on that team, and you've got a bit of chunk on these other two teams. So it is possible that you're going to get a little bit of surfing on the go. Number 3, Spooky Mist. A not-so-cozy blanket of fog covers the pitch, playing havoc with both passing and viewership. Players making a pass action may not perform a long pass or long bomb. Well, do you know what? I was gonna be sassy and sort of say, these teams, like who's throwing the ball? Actually, this guy with passing 2+ and pass. But to be fair, quick pass, short pass is fine. But you're not going for the long bomb or long pass. That's not going to matter at all. So, Dance Macabre. Ancient necromantic power flows across the field, infusing all in attendance with life-like exuberance. So on a 4 to 10, this replaces perfect weather for Blood Bowl. Whenever a player uses regen, they add +1 to the modifier. That is awesome. Now, the point of this match is it's an exhibition match normally, or maybe you're using it in your league. But if you've got two undead teams playing against each other, it's just a cool way to keep those players on the pitch. And actually, we love these models. We pay these models. We pay for these models. We paint these models. So having them on the pitch for longer or better is actually pretty good. I like that. Then you've got the other end. So 11, sudden downpour. An autumnal shower soaks the players and makes the carpet of fallen leaves lying upon the pitch treacherously slippery. Players must players must apply a -1 modifier to the roll when attempting to rush. So sudden downpour gives you -1 to rushing. Again, like the regen middle, awesome. The passing one, not going to come up too often. With the speed that undead teams, or at least the Sylvanian spotlight teams are, do you know what? I can see that messing you up a couple of times, and it is reasonably kind of thematic, I guess. I mean, in England, whenever there's any kind of weather or any kind of treacherous terrain, it causes carnage. So actually, yeah, leaves on the road will cause cities to close. So that makes sense. And then 12, lightning. Forks of lightning streak across the sky, occasionally striking the ground to the detriment of those in their path. So, boxcars. At the end of every team turn, roll a d6. Every team turn. Nice. So you do your stuff. When you end your turn, roll a dice. On a 1, a single randomly selected player in the active team is struck by lightning and immediately knocked down. When a player is knocked down by lightning, you may apply a +1 modifier either to the armor roll or injury roll. The modifier may be applied after the roll has been made. Okay, so while there's lightning going on, at the end of your turn, you roll a dice. On a 1, one of your players gets struck by lightning, which is knocked down and with mighty blow. I wondered if it was just going to be a stab. That might have been better, like a stab. So actually they get struck by lightning, but they carry on. But actually this is... I mean, that's going to mess you up. Realistically, though, 1 in 36 times. So I don't think it's... And then you've got to roll a 1 at the end of your turn. So it's going to be a highly thematic moment when it does apply. So we've got a cool alternative weather table. I love that kind of stuff. And then you've got the special rules here. So we've got special rules and an inducement. So sometimes the trapdoors on a Blood Bowl field are home to creatures and monsters with nefarious intent, or just a desperate desire to be involved in some trick or treating. So this is about the trapdoor on the pitch. So trick or treat. Whenever a player moves into or is pushed into a square containing a trapdoor, roll a d6. On a 1 to 3, the player has been tricked. The trick player is immediately knocked down. When a player is knocked down by a trick, you may apply +1 modifier to the armor or injury roll. Afterwards, you can choose. Okay, so basically, if you get pushed or move into the square of door, trapdoor square, you roll the dice. On a 1 to 3, you get knocked down immediately, and mighty blow is applied. But on a 4 to 6, the player has been treated. The treated player may improve their movement, strength, or agility by 1 until the end of their next activation. So this is quite entertaining, because if you chain push somebody into this trick or treat zone, alright, 50% of the time they're going to go down. Mighty blow hopefully will keep them down. The other 50% of the time, they're just going to get stat boosted. This is quite interesting, because if you're running through it on a 4+, you could potentially just swing that extra strength to help your blitz roll, or the extra edge to hit your dodge, or extra move to just, I don't know, like Mario Kart bump up a square. Yeah, I think that's quite entertaining. Then they've just copied the rules again. And then you've got 1 inducement available to everybody. So Halloween candy, 50,000 gold pieces available to any team. A bag filled with Halloween candy brings a joy like no other, especially when you've stolen it from a group of frightened halflings. Whenever a player on your team uses a team reroll, roll a d6. On a 5+, the team reroll is free. Okay, so 50k for a 5+ ward save on your rerolls, right? You use a reroll, and on a 5+, it comes back for free. Is it worth 50k? I don't know. I think that's kind of the thing you add and say all teams just have Halloween candy, and it's Halloween and everyone gets the chance, and on a 5+, they get to keep their command point. I like that too. So it says, well, if this isn't enough to get your spine-chilling squads out in the Astro Granite, we don't know what is. Share pictures of your Halloween-inspired games with us on social media and let us know how you're going to celebrate the spooky season. Okay, so do you know what? This is brilliant. This is what I used to love about Games Workshop. You used to get a white dwarf and it would be like, hey, here's a new unit, or here's a period of Warhammer history where this stuff happened. Now, we've seen it from Games Workshop in the Blood Bowl things, where they've got like pitched matches. I thought that's what this article was going to be when I first saw it. I was like, oh, they're going to have like a historic undead team versus a historic vampire team, and it's just kind of like one of those set piece mini games. Actually, they've just kind of given you a bit of league rules. I mean, if you look at your Spike magazines, they normally come with a league rules special bit, right? I think this one does as well, where you've got kind of like rules for, you know, creepy castle weather table. You've got the Vampire Noble Leagues, where you've got the Crimson Challenge, the Crimson Chalice Challenge, where you've got like special bits for it. Creepy Castle Weather Table, and you know, they did it with the Lustrian League as well. Most of the time you're not going to use it, but those players out there that just like being invested or just love reading about stuff and thinking about possibility, it's a wonderful free bit of kind of theory hammer, and if you get it on the pitch, it's just going to make the game more entertaining. Competitive players may want to stay away from it because it's a bit swingy, but actually I like having +1 to regen, because it means both of your teams are going to get to keep playing, and more play is more better, right? Anyway, let me know what you think, and whether you think Games Workshop should do more articles like this. I like it. It keeps Blood Bowl alive, and been a bit jealous because like Necromunda get all the stuff. It's good to see Blood Bowl get an article too. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up. Thank you for watching. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. I need some Halloween candy. Happy blocking. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to support the channel even further, please like and subscribe. It really does help us out. Or come join us on YouTube members or in Patreon, where you can get exclusive access to some content, some loot, early access to basically everything we do, as well as regular competitions. Or you can pick up some Bonehead Podcast loot either on our website at boneheadpodcast.com. We've got the Dungeon Bowl things, we've got tokens and stuff like that, or on our Spreadshirt site as well. Everything you do just helps us make more content and hopefully do it of better quality. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Happy blocking.